Eddin Martinez.
Jaime Fernandez.
Juan Bago.
We are your Cine Papis. I know what you want to do. You want to see us live, don't you? You want to see us live. Well, guess what? You have your chance on Monday, November 10th at 7 p.m. You could catch us live at the Second City with the Havana Club, starring Taylor Gonzalez and Julia Hernandez for the New York Comedy Festival.
I know. That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Look, you want to see us? You want to see Glo Taveras? You want to see us do improv? It's going to be a spectacle. Monday, November 10th, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn at the Second City. Catch your Cine Papis live. And let's start the show. Woo.
Cine Papis.
Welcome to another episode of the Cine Papis. Eddin Martinez, Jaime Fernandez, and Juan Bago. We are your Cine Papis every single Monday. And honestly, I'm feeling a little warm.
I am
warm.
too.
I'm cozy.
Yeah.
I'm warm and cozy. For those who are listening over at Apple Podcasts or watching and listening at Spotify, they probably see what we got on YouTube. Definitely knows what we got on. We got some Cine Papi hoodies on.
Yeah,
Ooh.
We got the merch.
We got the merch. Now, it's not merch that's available to the public as of yet, but
Not yet.
Mr. Juan Bago over here was like, I need you to get the sweaters. No fucking know if you don't get the sweaters.
Yeah. There was like a 3-day span where Juan Bago.
3-day span. This is across like 3 weeks.
A 3-week span where Juan Bago was like, "What about the hoodies? Let's do this."
Why did you want the hoodies?
I have my side text messages like, Eddin, what's up, man?
Like, I really want to get the hoodies, man.
And then now he's going on like, we need underwear, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to wear
t-shirts, pants.
I don't know if I want to Cine Papi so close to my nether regions.
Nether regions.
But can you get like customized tidy whities?
Absolutely.
You can customize anything, bro.
You can?
Yeah.
Get
I mean,
condoms.
there's boxers.
You get Cine Papi's condoms. You
Not
know?
to
protect yourself with the Cine Papis.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Not to time the episode, but as of recently, there was a gentleman who put advertisements on his suit jacket for his wedding.
I saw
to
that.
get it sponsored to
Smart.
sponsor his wedding, which is like just another way where you could put your logo on anything. But if you guys were to want to be a little bit more unorthodox of where we would put the Cine Papis logo, where would it be? Would you get a Cine Papis tattoo?
I'll get a fake tattoo.
So that's
Like a henna tattoo.
And the Cine Papis is crazy.
No, I would get a fake one right on my neck.
Why on the neck?
I think it's accepted now. Before, you couldn't do a neck tattoo and then not get judged or get a job. But now you can get a neck tattoo.
I would do the sort of inscribe the word fade your hair. I would have to cut the hair, but I can write Cine Papis in the back of my Anthony Mason 94 Knicks style.
Wow.
Yeah, and it will just be like Cine Papis. Is there a way to shorten Cine Papis?
CP.
CP. So I put CP.
Sinpap.
Sinpap on the back of my head. I'm
Sounds
gonna
like
tell my barber. Maybe we get that done one day.
So we have the logo on the back here. We're wearing
It's a lot of logo. Yeah, we're doing
a lot of
logo
logos,
today.
and then
But
You know what they say? The bigger the logo, the sweeter the podcast.
Yeah. But you really wanted the hoodies and merch.
This is the third podcast I've done, and we've never had merch. And I was like, I wanted to break the no merch curse.
I like that.
And I was just like, let's get it out there, put it out there.
I was like, maybe we should start with keychains. Keep it very
Keychains is crazy.
A lighter?
Yeah, keep it conservative at first.
I mean, we could eventually do Cine Papi popcorn.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Flavored. We got different flavors.
Cine Papi DVD players.
I think you said DVD. Like,
Yeah.
the best of Cine Papi clips.
Yeah,
my God.
only on DVD.
Only on DVD. Or thumb
not
drive.
Blu-ray?
We
Yeah,
can
or
give out a
thumb
thumb drive.
Yeah.
Blu-ray?
4K.
4K.
It's Cine Papis. We gotta make it look cinematic.
But then,
This is true.
But then on the DVDs of the best of is us watching the best of, but then people walking by.
Yes.
So it's like
bootleg.
interrupting the screen of us watching the best of Cine Papis. That'd be good.
It's like those reality shows that have shows where the people from the reality shows are live commenting on the episodes themselves. I'm like, now we've...
See, you're admitting you watched 90 Days.
90 Day Fiancé. They got pillow talk.
Is that what? Wait,
What's
going
on here?
Yeah.
So there's a show called 90 Day Fiancé, right?
Okay.
Where somebody, an American, ends up trying to get married with someone, from another country. And then let's say that season they're no longer there, but then they watch the new season with their significant other in bed, and they call it pillow talk. So they're watching the episode, but they're making fun of the current while they were the butt of the joke in the other season. So I'm like, who are you to judge?
Previous seasons
are
making fun of current seasons.
Shut up.
This hurts my head.
Hey, it's the franchise.
It's meta to the point of like, we don't need to get so meta. You know what I mean? Like, there's a limit to how meta you should get.
But props, that franchise gets it. They have like 8 versions of everything. So
I mean, they have 90 Day Fiance. They have Love Is Blind. They have Love Island.
Yeah,
Netflix is just doing this thing. That's really what it is.
Didn't they have Fuckboy Island?
Probably
they did 2 seasons.
You guys ever heard of Ultimatum?
Yes,
essentially you go also Netflix exclusive. Netflix, give us the money. And essentially you and your partner go into a kind of island, go figure, and with other couples, and you are basically walking in with an ultimatum, and the gist of it is either you solve it or you separate.
Yeah,
which is so fucked up, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's like an open relationship, but like
a little bit,
steroids.
because they all like intermingle. It's freaky.
Yeah.
Look, we could go to a whole different island. It's not really even an island.
City Island, great seafood in the Bronx.
That's a good reality show right there.
Actually, that would be an interesting.
City Island.
Just us eating seafood. That's the show.
Just here, like,
yo, look at Mike down in them shrimp.
Wait, why shrimp?
Why not shrimp?
Okay, all right. I don't know.
I mean, it is a popular seafood, no?
It is. Crabs, too.
We could travel somewhere else. Let's travel down to Mexico real quick.
Oh, okay.
Let's travel down to Mexico and talk about the film that we're doing this week. And if you want to cut to Jamie real quick, we're going to do...
I don't know if you recognize these guys right here.
Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre.
We are doing Nacho Libre this week for the Cine Papis.
These are some fun knockoff from a foreign country, not American-made toys.
Those are fire.
I want to shout out...
Are we supporting that?
Yeah.
We are. We always. Bootleg
put
toys.
It away. Put it on the table.
Yeah, bootleg toys should always...
It looks really good. If you guys are looking at the YouTube, youtube.com/Cine Papis or on Spotify.
Shout out to my boy, Dr. Twisted on Whatnot.
Hey.
If you have that app, he sells stuff like this all the time. I saw this.
Does he know that it's going to be on the show?
He doesn't.
Oh, there you go.
He's gonna find out
to you.
But I bought this before I even knew we were gonna do this movie, and it just worked out.
Jamie, what body type are you? Are you Nacho or Escoleto?
Are you dead ass? You know which one he is.
Yeah. No, look, I'm Escoleto. That's my body. I'm an ectomorph. That's the type of body type I have.
That's funny. I'm an endomorph. I learned that stuff.
I'm both.
But
yeah, I was gonna say you are the between.
The older I get, Nacho's belly can, you know,
it's getting there.
When I eat a heavy meal, I get that. I have that nacho belly here and there.
Okay,
you know,
very confident.
Which one are you? Are you?
I'm morphed into 2. What? There's 3 types, right? There's one
endomorph, whatever you just said.
Ectomorph. These sound like Transformers and shit.
And then whatever is in that movie with Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. They sound like fucking something from Alien.
We're talking about Nacho Libre, which was the movie came out in 2006.
Yes.
But the movie was based in the 70s. Okay, so if you see it, it's based in the 70s in Mexico in a monastery. The lead is Ignacio, played by Jaque Moreno, aka Jack Black, as you know, because he is Latino. And we see in the beginning of the film Jack Black's character as a kid, orphan, and obsessed with wrestling. Like everything was wrestling. Yeah. And then you cut to present time where he's a cook at the monastery, and the food is clearly, because they're under budget, disgusting. And he's just feeding the kids because there's a bunch of orphans in there, and you can tell he's very enthusiastic, but the food is not really that popular.
Yeah, like cabbage soup.
Just the sound. Right. Whoever did the sound effects for some of the food, like the porridge he has and the slop that he just puts down, it makes me want to vomit.
What was it like?
I thought it was like
chili beans.
Like I thought it was like refried beans, like just into mash.
And then it's like he has the day-old chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's supposed to make it seem like edible, but it's so funny that...
You could tell he's really into it. I mean, he's going through the motions, but he's really into it, but that's sort of his job, and like he's just going through the motions of it.
And he doesn't really like it or feel appreciated or doesn't have enough money to have actually good food.
Exactly. More like no money.
No money.
Not
Because
even more than
monks don't make money more normally.
And we quickly meet the cockblocker that I'm discussing, Guillermo, who's played by Richard Montoya. And you could tell right away there's a little bit of tension between the two. Like he's just talking crap and belittling Jack Black's character. The movie, you're seeing it that they're there. You see the kids, and then right away you see Encarnacion, Sister Encarnacion.
Encarnacion.
That was a very good Jack Black impression.
Yeah, I love that part.
I know
It's
he
a
was
great
waiting for
song.
that.
She
It's a
comes
great
in,
song.
she's introduced, she's in there, and right away, Ignacio is like, he's head over heels. He wants to talk to her, he wants to meet her.
She's
Right?
giving heavy Virgin Mary vibes.
She's played by Ana de la Reguera. Is that, did I do it? Reguera?
You'd have to ask her, but
I told you, she looks like another actress. Did I? Am I being correct when I said she looks a little bit like Anne Hathaway or no?
Anne Hathaway?
Or there's another actress she
Penelope
looks like.
Cruz, she looks
Yeah,
like.
you think she looks like Penelope
Yeah.
Cruz? Anyway, so we see Ignacio, who is trying to get to know her, but then we quickly see Guillermo right away getting in between and sending him off to do some other stuff. And
I have to talk to her about godly things
Yo,
or
he
some
was
shit like
good.
that. Yeah.
He was good. And so we see Jack Black's character obsessed with wrestling. We watch him get sort of like in his space of trying to like watch wrestling, get involved with wrestling, and then we cut to where he has to get in this. What do you even call it? It was like a motorcycle or like a.
It was like a motorcycle.
It was a motorcycle.
Yeah.
It's like that old the 60s Batman where like Batman and Robin used to ride.
Right.
Robin used to ride in the
His
little
carts.
cart.
Yeah, but it was like weird. It was like because it had a space in the front where you could put stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you see Ignacio going off to get these chips, and while he gets the chips, he gets jumped by this character named Esqueleto, who is played by Hector Jimenez. They start fighting. He messes up the chips and everything, but instead of trying to beat him up and try to like do something to him, he comes up with the idea of like, what about if we become a wrestling team, a tag team? Right. So he agrees. After he says, look, we could win money. We could win 200 pesos. Like if we go ahead and we go and join a tournament. Yep.
It's all about the money, right? He sees the flyer.
Right.
And he's like, oh, let's put 2 and 2 together. Like, let me
Right.
get this guy.
Now,
And this guy, he knows this guy can at least kick his ass because they had a fight
right.
that started the whole thing.
and so they do a whole montage. We talk about here at Cine Papis, we love montages. But it was like a weird type of montage. Like it wasn't even like wrestling moves.
It wasn't things that actually they don't make any sense. It's like they're not gonna make them better fighters
At all. Like nothing they did
nothing they did.
was actually productive
It
to them
wasn't.
being
And this is the type
better.
of movie this is, but it's so funny that it's just the most
Like
random shit.
he puts mud in Escaleto's face, and like they're doing all these things. I'm like,
That
all
was
right, whatever.
not no money.
Yeah,
It
that
was
shit
cocky?
was
That was
caca.
poop.
It was poop
For sure.
I was.
That was number 2.
That was cow.
No.
Yeah, that was cow dung. Yeah.
So they go ahead, they do the training. Now, mind you, he's part of the monastery, so he's trying to keep that on the low. He's not. That's for them. It's not. It's looked upon to be involved in wrestling. They watch wrestling, but he can't be involved. So they go into their first match, and they get their ass kicked by these. Were they twins? They were like two. You have to say it properly. Like they're two smaller wrestlers,
Little people
that were dressed
like
up like
little
wolves.
gerbil guys.
Yeah.
They had fur on and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
and they get beat up, but they're popular, and they got a high off of it, but they're not winning.
Right.
So we're watching at this point in time throughout the movie, we're watching them lose, make money, reinvest, try to get good, and then throughout the movie, you watch them invest in the food, try to make the food better. He is trying to get to know Sister Encarnacion as well. There's even a scene where he's trying to have a date with her. I mean, we could say date.
They had toast at first, and then they eventually do.
Which
get
is
into kind
great.
of a date.
That was like great sound effects. Like the crunching of
of food
of the toast was like. So they are wrestling. They're losing. He is trying to impress.
But the crowd likes them.
Yes,
that's
they're
what
fan
that's what's
favorites.
coming out of it. Where it's like they're losers,
right.
but they still make their money. Crowd likes them, but it starts getting to them that they're losing.
But then there's a moment in the movie where he sees this popular wrestler named Ramses. And he falls in love with the allure of being famous as a wrestler. So that's sort of what motivates him to sort of continue the path, because it's like he sees how popular, how everyone's, the crowd, the fame, the mask.
Ramses is what Macho Man was to you as a kid, right? You looked up to like Macho Man,
Did
Randy
you like Macho Man?
Savage.
I did, but I liked Hulk Hogan though.
Oh, we Hulk Hogan.
I remember he mentioned
And
Hulk Hogan.
Jimmy Snuka,
Superfly Snuka.
Superfly Snuka as well.
Who's I think killed his wife, but anyway,
Really?
that's a different story.
Wow.
He was questionable, like it's allegedly.
So the movie continues, and we watch him get to a point where he's sort of trying to be sneaky, because he's sneaking at night. He's sneaking out to go to these wrestling matches, and there's a kid, an orphan by the name of Chancho, who is sort of, I think he knows that he's
He for sure knows.
wrestling.
He sees them. He sees them with the fit.
Yeah, and so he's, he has his back. He's not saying anything. But I remember there's a part where he is wrestling and they're televising the wrestling match. And Chancho is protecting Ignacio to not see the other kids, can't see him fighting. So they're all together. And then as the movie goes on, you see that there's a moment where he gets to meet Ramses, but he notices Ramses is an asshole. Yeah. And now it's getting personal, where the way he is, he's being really rude. He sort of wants to have revenge and fight him because he felt like he was being very disrespectful with everybody.
He was mean to the kids.
Yes,
That was the breaking point, because it was like the kids. He was like, can you at least give him an autograph or something, or at least a picture, and then that's where it. Which, by the way, mad side note, that's where the two like little people, whatever you want to call, because I don't think they were like, they were just constantly
Tiny
growling.
wrestlers. We call them tiny
They
wrestlers.
were tiny wrestlers. Hold me closer, tiny wrestler. Sorry, but they freaked me out, because I'm like, they are dedicated to their piece, because they were like growling and everything every time they came through. I'm sorry, but that's all.
No, so there's a point where they were tired of losing, and there's a moment where his partner, Ignacio's partner, is like, hey, we can meet somebody that can give us some good juju. So they end up going somewhere where there's like an egg that he was supposed to drink.
Yeah, with the hawk.
With the hawk.
Excuse me, eagle.
The eagle. And that's a point where he's like, okay, we're going to probably break the curse and we're going to be able to start winning. It doesn't work out. There's frustration, because they're like, okay, look, we're not even that good. We want to start winning. They don't. And then it gets to a point where his cover is blown. And he gets exposed. His identity gets exposed. He sort of get almost kicked out.
He gets exposed, but he doesn't expose himself.
No, he doesn't expose himself. He's not problematic like that.
Just want to make sure.
But he gets exposed, and that is also the defining moment where Sister Encarnacion sort of says, like, what is your purpose? Like, what are you doing this for? And that's where he gets motivated to beat Ramses, to do it for the kids. And that's where they have they do a little bit of a tournament, but then they go ahead, and then finally the movie gets to a point where he ends up beating him, and he wins, and he goes ahead and is able to take these kids on a trip.
He does have a moment where he questions everything, and it's like
Right.
all everything is not going well for him. He leaves the monastery and all that stuff. But then he gets an opportunity to actually fight Ramses for the title, to actually go pro, right?
Yes.
It's all about going pro.
But there's never a moment, like the movie goes on, but there's never a moment where him and Sister Encarnacion actually hook up. Yep. But there is that mutual respect, and she is the one.
Well, they can't hook up.
I mean, but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
I was like,
God's cock blocking him.
God is kind of cock blocking.
He is cock blocking.
Sorry to all the Christian.
But ultimately, he finds his purpose. He finds his moment where he knows he's doing it for the kids and doing that, and he ends up winning, and everything works out.
Actually, I don't know if you guys knew this, but this is kind of considered a sports comedy that's produced by Nickelodeon, also produced by Jack Black. Funny enough.
Well, according to WWE, it's sports entertainment.
It is
comedy,
sports entertainment
because it's wrestling.
Yes, it's luchadores.
Luchadores.
So that's very particular.
Yeah. According to Vince McMahon.
Yeah, according to Vince McMahon. Yeah. This movie was fun for me though. I think the relationship between him and the Nun is the weirdest thing to me, only because they well, at least like Nacho every once in a while gets into the whole thought process of both breaking their vows. I think that's where it little freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Through song, through everything.
I know that you're saying they can't hook up, but like especially when they were together and he's wearing his pants and he's clutching his butt.
Yeah.
He's going OD with the flirting and kind of try to.
Yeah, one of the funniest things when they're talking in his room and she just touches his knee and he gives a look like, like the beauty of Jack Black in this movie is that he can say a lot with just a look.
Yeah.
And just a pose and just, you know what I mean? Or even just the way he stands, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, like he's horny for her, definitely. And then in the end, you kind of see that maybe she'd be down, but you know, it's a PG movie.
He was kind of forced into the religious life. So it's not that surprising that, I mean, especially because he has to like put his head down, make all this food for everybody since he was a child, that now as more of a full-fledged adult, when he finally sees another full-fledged adult woman, that he's like, okay, cool, like I'm actually interested in.
But just because he looks like a 70s porn star doesn't mean he's getting ass like that, you know?
I can't. I'm sorry. that is true. Funny about, and we're gonna get to the facts and figures in a minute. But funny that you mentioned that his porn star stash. Did you know his hair's not real? It's a wig the whole time.
It's a good wig.
It's a really good wig.
I thought it was his hair. I thought he grew it out.
No, but I think that kind of it leads me into the kind of the conversation about the obvious here. Yeah. Before we get into facts and figures, which is that Jack Black isn't Mexican. He's not Mexican.
He's not Mexican. He's actually playing half Scandinavian, half Mexican. So he's playing half.
Yeah. Okay. He's playing half.
He is.
He's playing up the accent, but not in like a Tony Montana Scarface way.
Let's discuss what is the accent like. How
Spanish.
It's Spanish, but how do you describe it as the actor? How did he approach it? Because one thing I always notice, it's hard to keep the accent that you're trying to do when you're upset. And you remember there was a couple scenes that he's really mad. He lost it. Like you can tell. But so Jamie, I'm gonna put you on the spot. What is the approach? What was the motivation of the accent of it? Was he trying to sound Mexican, or he was like, yo, this is my approach as far as like I'm making fun of it or whatever? Like, what do you think?
They let Jack Black cook in this movie, and 100%. He cooked. Yeah. And he knew the accent. He knew how to make certain words funny with the way he used that accent. So I don't think it was anything like he was using the accent in a sort of like
degrading,
degrading or offensive way. He knew he was kind of a cartoony sort of character, and some of his line readings in this only he could do. You know what I mean? Like I really feel like he's in his sort of comfort zone here.
Yeah, when he does it,
This movie was produced by Mike White, creator of White Lotus. People know him from that now, but he actually either wrote and or produced some of Jack Black's funniest stuff. Orange County, he had a supporting role in that. Hilarious role. The movie was so-so, but he was funny in it. School of Rock, which is Jack Black's probably best comedic performance of all time. And then this. And I feel like Mike White knows what makes Jack Black funny. He puts him in these positions. He writes him these roles, and then Jack Black just does the rest. So I think that was the case with this.
And then you combine that with the direction from Jared Hess, who did like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
It all flows. This is why I don't think Jack Black being a Mexican luchador priest is a problem. There's no real moment in this movie where he's trying to make fun of Mexican culture. He's not. None of the writing and from any place is about making fun of Mexican culture or Mexican people or Spanish people. Because when I watch this movie and when I watched it the 3 times, like he's doing a Spanish accent. He ain't doing like a Mexican accent. He ain't throwing way. He ain't throwing all this slang. Yeah. He wasn't. He didn't Tony Montana this whole thing, which was a weird exaggeration, right? He did a really great job. He just knew how to be. He did it for the kids.
Yeah,
that's my biggest thing.
Yeah, words like that, nitty gritty.
Like, there's a reason
like
why
he's saying words and phrases
emphasizing.
that even,
Like, there's a
true.
reason. Like, he did it, and to Jamie's point, very Jack Black-esque, right? There's a flair. Yes, there is an accent, but he could be a white man who has a Spanish accent, because there's a lot of Spanish people who are white.
Yes.
Like, that can exist. Now, whether or not if it's about the whole Mexican thing, that's where I'm like, you're not doing anything crazy. I would also say there's a reason why Jack Black was also hired to do the Minecraft movie. He's expressive. He's really on point. He improvised a lot of stuff too, which I'll get into in the facts and figures. But it's a Nickelodeon movie.
Yeah.
it's PG.
It's PG.
And for a movie that's PG, I like raunchy comedies, but to watch a movie that's PG, but you're not sort of like, you're laughing throughout, and it's not like, is this for kids or is this a family film? No, it's just a silly movie. And only really Jack Black. I don't know too much people who could play this role and keep your interest.
Yeah.
The plot is kind of very thin. And it's basically
So
about
Benjamin Bratt cannot.
I want to play my favorite game in this show, which is who can be casted as who in this thing. Who would you cast as? And let's only do Nacho Libre. Who would you cast as Nacho Libre?
Latino. You're talking about
Sure.
right? A Latino. Who could take Jack Black, or who could kind of at least come close to what Jack Black did in this movie?
Jim Carrey.
Well, I mean, obviously Jim Carrey in his prime, of course.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna go Latino. Maybe would Leguizamo
could
be up to the
See,
task
but that's interesting, right?
of being like silly, and weird. You know what I mean? I don't want a pest situation.
I'm gonna say Luis Guzman.
I don't agree. I knew as soon as you picked up the figurine, I knew you were gonna say Luis Guzman.
But why not?
I don't know. I don't
know. Luis Guzman. Maybe Jared Hess could
have played with Luis
take
Guzman.
Luis Guzman and make him do a performance like that. I'm not saying Jared Hess is whatever, but he has a certain style. He has a certain style, like a Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of fit into that style.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that would be the case.
Not as great as Jack Black, of course not. But I think with, like he said, in that world, I think he could.
Because this movie, again, this is one of those movies, we've done comedies before, and some of the best comedies, or even when we did Y Tu Mamá También, a lot of the comedy in that was the way it was cut.
Yes.
The edits come at the right moment. It cuts away a look. You get a look here. It goes to another. A lot of it is in the way it's edited. And I think you could have a Luis Guzman become funnier in a role like this because of the way it's edited and shot and stuff like that.
Yeah, you needed someone exceptionally goofy for this, and I'll go back to the whole thing of why it's not a problem for Jack Black to play technically a Mexican luchador in this case, right? Fun fact, from my research, a lot of people from Mexico actually really love the film because it pays a lot of homage or ode to just the whole culture of luchadores. Right? Like Mexican wrestling, the masks, the colors, the aesthetics, the personalities, the lore behind being the masked man. And in fact, I kind of want to take this moment to get into the facts and furious of the man behind the mask, right? Because this movie, and a lot of people I realized did not know that this movie is actually based on a true story. Based on a real priest by the name of Sergio Gutierrez Benitez, right? Who was a real priest in a real monastery, who had a really actually tough upbringing, was basically like a drug addict and an alcoholic all before like 21 years old. Then as times got worse, unfortunately he lost a friend, and that's where he realized he wanted to switch his life over. So it wasn't more like, just an orphan and he grew up, right? He switched his life over, then he eventually got put into a monastery that actually had no budget whatsoever. Right? Mind you, they had to feed the kids, right? And so he kind of got into the life of being a luchador. By day, early morning training. And we're talking about for over 20 years, training during the day and at night being a luchador, being able to gather the money just like the movie Nacho Libre to feed these kids. It's kind of crazy, right? He went by the name of, hold on one second, Fray Tormenta. That was his luchador name.
That's a
wonderful name.
Tormenta is a great name.
For 23 years as a lucha libre wrestler, which is kind of crazy. Mexican Catholic priest. This is also not really the first movie to do that's inspired by his story. There is another movie that came out in 1991, which is The Man with the Golden Mask, or The Man Behind the Golden Mask, which is also based off of this. Frey also gave the rights to be able to use this, right, for both movies, for Nacho Libre and for The Man Behind the Golden Mask. It was kind of crazy to me.
And that one starred Luis Guzman, right?
That one, I wish starred Luis Guzman. Another person I want to really highlight for Fast and Furious is Ramses, who is played by the Silver King, who is actually a very, very known Mexican luchador.
That's a good look.
And you could tell because that guy knew how to wear a luchador mask.
Yes,
like
he was fucking boom.
And he was very comfortable, like, acting in that mask. Like he looked like he was a real.
His name, and I'm gonna butcher the middle name, so I'm gonna just go Cesar Gonzalez Baron. Was his real name. Unfortunately, he did pass in 2019. He had a collapse in the middle of the ring, and then unfortunately he had a heart attack. He literally died doing what he wanted to do.
Wow.
Yeah, which is
that's
wild.
what he gets for dissing those kids.
Damn. No, two different things.
No, he wasn't.
He's not Ramses.
Yeah, he's not Ramses.
That's the Silver King.
In real life, he didn't diss orphans.
No, he didn't.
All right, my bad. So all right, rest in peace.
He did a great job because you felt for it.
I mean, that's true. But that's another funny part of the movie for me. Why it's so fast is like I didn't get to hate Ramses enough. For that strong feeling. Guillermo, who's played by Richard Montoya, if you guys were to see it, and I'll put it on the screen, the night and day difference between how he normally looks and his character is insane. Insane. Jack Black, at least when you look at him, he kind of still looks like Jack Black.
Yeah.
When you look at Steven, he looks like, or Esqueleto, right? Two night and day differences.
What did you think about his English? Because that was the other thing. So you had Jack Black, his Spanish, but then it was he playing the character like that, or is that was just because like that was his? It was just crazy when them both are in that scene and the way he's speaking English and the way Jack Black was speaking Spanish.
They both did not give me exceptional like weird accents. Again, I saw them both as, and just trying to approach the movie as like trying to be a little bit more like into it, right? They were both Spanish speaking individuals who had an accent speaking English because this is an English movie published by Nickelodeon for kids in America, so that's what you're gonna get. I don't think it was crazy though. Did you guys think that the accents were crazy?
I think they exaggerated it just enough for the comedic effect. I mean, they both had distinct voices and they knew how to use them, especially with some of these lines some of these lines are just sort of come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like you don't expect these characters to say certain phrases that they do. And that's kind of the appeal of a movie like this. It's just like, you don't know what people are going to say. And I thought they were very in control of the accents they chose to do in this movie.
Yeah.
And it worked well for this movie, the Jared Hess style, you know what I mean, of the movie.
But I do agree, the movie's super fast because I remember like pausing it for a second and it was like only 30 minutes left.
I was like, damn,
it's not even an hour. The credits started rolling an hour 24 minutes.
Type shit. Yeah.
But it was really quick and I was like, damn. So there would be a version if it was longer. I would love it. I still love it, but it's so quick. But what I did get out of it, and I know you're continuing with the Fast and Furious, I did like the duality of sort of like going for your dreams, but having, your responsibilities, but going for your dreams. I've really enjoyed that. Because when he gets to that certain point where he has to like, all right, I'm going for it. I'm going to do the wrestling stuff. I really enjoyed that. Because I think we, in general, can take that as a lesson. So I enjoy that.
You got a lesson out of this movie, out of Nacho Libre?
Go hard, go home, baby.
Yeah, man.
Mike's like, wow, man, I really like got
you gotta feed
this
the
really
kids.
spoke to me, man. I'm like,
feed the kids.
were we watching the same movie?
I can see. Well, I wonder what you would be as a luchador. Like what your theme would be.
Well, Bago. I mean,
Bago, right?
El Bago, yeah. Bago. I'm a
based-
sneaky wrestler, though. Like, I'm dirty. Like, I would be sneaky dirty. I'd just be like...
Like Ric Flair?
Yeah.
You'd be a Ric Flair. I can see you doing the Ric Flair, like, where you just slap the guy's chest really hard.
Yeah.
I'm the guy, but I'm also Ric Flair, but I'm the Ric Flair where I'm like, don't hit me. And then I get him in the throat.
Oh, yeah.
And then I run away out of the ring and I'm like, forget it, I'm out of here. The fighters that just start walking back to the dressing room and it's like, the fight's not over. Yeah.
What about your lookalike? What type of wrestler is he?
I don't remember. I think is he a heel right now? What's his name? Bronson, I think. I think he's a heel, but he's just stealing. He's literally a heel and like stealing all the shoes of everybody. That's what everybody likes right now.
Wait, but Eddin, you didn't answer the question. What kind of wrestler would you be?
Oh, would I be? Oh, I would want to be a heel. Yeah.
I like a bad guy.
Yeah, it sounds more fun to be a bad guy.
Yeah, but you got a baby. You know they have the baby face. That's in wrestling. Baby face is the good guy. You have like a baby face.
But I think that's where it's more fun because I have a baby.
I think you would be a baby face for like a year.
Yeah, and then I convert
all
to
of a
bad guy.
sudden you take off your shirt.
You need to get like $150. If you get like
I would need a scar.
You get like a big scar over through your face.
And there you go.
That.
Like the Cine Papis sounds like the NWO almost, right? Like you would review and you'd be like, I'm part of the Cine Papis now. And everybody would be like, boom! Get out, traitor! Get out! Yeah.
I think I could be a good trainer. And babyface. I like that. I like that route though. I like that route. Hold on.
Yeah.
One last facts and fears before we move on. The majority of the movie was shot in Mexico, particularly in Oaxaca, Mexico, by the way. So it's funny because in a lot of like very stereotypical movies where they go to Mexico and it's sepia and shit like that, they didn't run that game here. They actually is with a lot of locations in Mexico, which is really fun. Also, on top of that, whenever you guys see the kids in the movie, a good amount of them are actors, maybe like 4 or 5 of them, but then another round of them are actually children from the neighborhood.
Oh.
Yeah, who came through as extras. Which is so wild.
That's good.
A
Like,
lot of nice motifs from this movie. Like, you know, I get it. Sometimes with movie making with Hollywood, a lot of shit is messed up. I do like this blend of, you know, Latino culture within Hollywood. It's fun.
I did.
Yeah.
It was
do you guys have an unpopular opinion for this movie?
I already established that. I understand. A kiss would have been nice.
No, it's a kids movie.
Well, at least on the cheek.
No, he's like a technical Like I don't think Sergio, who this movie's based out of, I don't think Sergio would have liked that.
Whatever.
Like I gave you the rices and now you got me kissing a shorty.
Yeah.
Nah, on the cheek.
Even the cheek. Even the cheek.
A long hug.
Because now you're putting even though it was an open-ended movie. Like it didn't.
Right, and it kind of was like I could have seen a Nacho Libre 2. They never made it. I don't know.
I thought he was gonna say something else.
I could have seen a sequel, and maybe you would have seen them already together, hooked up with their own kids. You know.
Look, we've
on the mat. They're all, yeah.
Look, we've done
rated R.
We've
Nacho
done
Libre
the
2
movie.
rated R.
We've done the movie Mask of Zorro, and they hook up and they have a kid. I could see them.
Oh, you wanted like the fast forward.
I want a little Nacho. I want baby Nacho. I want a baby Nacho.
That's
out
a
of them
priest
too.
and a nun. They can't have baby
They
Nacho.
can leave.
Had you ever been in love with a nun?
Also, I'm not gonna lie, especially in 2000, like the early 2000s, where you were trying to get a priest and a nun to break their vows to then have a child would be so controversial.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's unpopular.
Yeah, fair.
I'm just saying they got true love. God made it happen. They're there. They're together, and he becomes a professional wrestler, and she leaves, and they have kids, and then he has little baby nachos.
Yeah,
what's wrong with that?
Baby nachos.
Come on.
Like
okay,
Jamie. Unpopular opinion.
Baby Nachos. That's the sequel. Baby Nachos.
Baby Nacho.
That's the prequel.
That's a prequel. Meet the Nachos.
Yeah, Meet the Nachos.
Yes. Everyone's saying it was too short. I think this style of humor can sort of get a little repetitive after a while. So an hour in, I was sort of everything hit less. You know, the jokes hit less. The style of the awkward humor, which I loved in the first hour, it starts getting, and it at that point I'm like, we can wrap this up. Let's get to the third. Let's get to the third act. So
next match, please.
Not that I'm saying it should have been shorter, because an hour and like 25 minutes is fine for a movie, but you know, if it could have been a little bit shorter, and I wouldn't have noticed it. And so I do think that...
What scene would you have taken out?
That's the thing. I think there was just a lot of...
too many matches?
No, I mean they do things just to almost to stretch out the plot, you know, where it's like, okay, now I gotta go do this eagle thing, which does come back in the end, and they meet the guy with the eagle eggs, you know, and then you know, they do some extra matches, and you're following them as they lose in different matches and stuff. I thought all that stuff was fine. I just think with the Jared Hess sort of and this is why I didn't like Napoleon Dynamite. That wasn't a film that I really was on that wavelength, that I thought it was funny. But with this sort of awkward sort of humor, which Wes Anderson again does, I think I really like Wes Anderson's style. But all his movies, it's the same thing. After an hour in, I'm good. I'm looking at my watch and I'm like, I can't watch 2 hours of this. An hour is perfect. And so in this movie, an hour, I want chef's kiss.
But you can't have a feature film that's an hour.
No, I know. But I mean, and that's why I say
this is good for a short film.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You can't.
A short film?
You can't go lower. I'm not saying for that it was possible to go lower, but the meat of my enjoyment is that first hour. And then,
so why don't you just watch that first hour?
No.
Take a break and then come back with fresh eyes.
Well, in 2006, you didn't really ran it like that, unless you got the DVD.
Yeah.
By the way, you mentioned, I love you constantly mentioned the Wes Anderson thing, because there was, I Googled that mad times, like, was there any influence of it? And mildly, there was influence. There's no direct correlation to Wes Anderson, but I had just seen The Phoenician Scheme, and I'm like watching that and then watching this, I'm like, there's just a lot of, it's the framing. It's the framing, which is really good, and the timing, quick whip pan and stuff. One thing that was weird, and I'll get into my unpopular opinion, it reminds me of how I don't miss fart poop jokes anymore. I don't miss those as much anymore.
So you weren't a fan of every time he jumped off of something, you heard a fart noise?
Like a little toot. Yeah.
The first time he does it in the fight, I thought was funny.
Yeah. That's funny the first time.
Yeah.
You know,
because it's part of the unexpected shit that's happening, or shit, literally.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
But it's like, because that's 2006, so fart jokes and shit like that are still really exceptionally funny. Yeah. But now,
before Me Too ruined the fart joke.
Is that how that happened?
No.
Oh, okay. That's true. Like, you farted Me Too. But I'll
before the woke people ruined fart jokes for everybody.
But that, I got tired of it. But I was gonna say, my actual unpopular opinion is more so like, I feel like Nacho's the problem in this whole movie. He kind of almost sets unrealistic expectations, which, by the way, funny to say that while this dude was, Fray Tormenta was a real luchador who successfully was able to do this in for the kids, which is dope, right? I think I'm more leaning into him about getting his clout. That's where I felt like he was doing much, because then, of course, he became, it became a little bit less about the kids. But the worst it got was when he got the white boots, realistically. Like, he still fed the kids. He still got them the salads and, all this stuff. I just felt like he was the problem the whole movie.
True.
So
with the fart ones, I'm like, my son is 3. So
did it work? I watched it with my nephew today. He didn't care.
I gotta watch it with him, but I feel like he would love that. So I'm at a point right now that I enjoy the film, but I do know, because it makes my son laugh a lot, that I
You guys still find fart jokes funny?
Well, a well done fart joke, a well done shit joke, I still find funny. Yes. It just has to be like anything else. It just has to be well done, like well structured, or the timing of it. I thought the timing of him farting in some of these spots in the movie were funny, because I wasn't expecting it.
Let me give you a prime example. Of where things got shitty.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now
that one's the bad one.
No, now we're the problem.
when it's literally after the first fight, before they get their first pay, and they realize that they could get paid even after losing.
Yeah.
He's having diarrhea right after the match.
Yeah.
And you're going through the scene of him in the stall having diarrhea. I'm like, all right, we don't need all that.
That's true.
But I think there's something to it, like, it's part of his character, because it's not like a set piece where he's like shitting, like Dumb and Dumber. When Dumb and Dumber, he's shitting and diarrhea. It's just part of his character. Like, he's having
Nacho Libre.
He's having a regular conversation, and he just happens to be pooping during the convos. It's not like they're not spotlighting like it's a poop joke. It's more like this motherfucker has like
massive diarrhea,
and that's Nacho for
when you put it that way. I think that is funny.
I'm just loving how we're breaking down cocky humor, and
does poop humor not fall well into your line?
Again,
does it hit the side of your toilet?
As a father, as a father of a young child,
no, I'm not gonna mention names, but there's somebody that we go back and forth sending memes, pale humor. There's a couple people that I send
that you send
on
like
Instagram.
you guys have a particular like poop, scat, fart
group
back and forth.
Group chat back and forth. Okay.
Yeah, don't judge.
And that's humor in 2025, guys. Memes.
I'm
Jonathan?
Jonathan, you like poop jokes?
I'll pass.
Come on, that's good.
He'll pass gas.
He'll pass. That's good. I'm not mad at that one.
Here's the thing. Yeah, like memes are taking over poop jokes.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
This is 2006. This is when we had poop jokes in movies where it belongs.
Where shit belongs.
Where shit belongs.
Do you guys have an imposter for the movie?
I think Encarnacion, the character, I think this movie didn't really give her a lot to do. It's a movie that is like a lot of everybody kind of gets to be funny and kind of quirky, and she kind of is really just playing the love interest who's always sort of asking, Nacho, like, what are you doing? Where are you going? And again, it's one of those things, and it might be also 2006 in this, where like women in these sort of, boy, comedies and for the boy, for young men, and they don't really get a lot of fun things to do in it, the characters,
she was just a plot.
Yeah. So the characters are just like the girlfriend or the love interest. So I would have liked to see her have a little bit more fun and give her a little bit more fun to do. So I'm not dissing her, the actress. I'm dissing maybe the writers and stuff like that.
I think for me was fucking Chancho because there was a scene. First of all, Chancho's a crazy name. How do you guys say pork in Spanish?
Puerco.
Oh, that's why you guys say puerco?
Puerco.
Because then some people say cerdo.
There's
chancho.
Puerco
You like puerco pig.
Yeah.
We grew up with puerco pig.
Poor Chancho, right? But Chancho's fucking bitch ass, right? He got me tight because when the kids started fighting, and then clearly, Nacho is like on the low about being a luchador, and they're fighting, and then and sister comes through and she's like, we gotta stop them. Like, this is not okay. Like they're fighting on holy grounds, right? Ironic, right? And then he goes, so you're saying that you would never fight or wrestle? And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
true.
why are you trying to put me in this predicament where clearly I'm trying to talk to sis right here, and then you over here trying to blow my spot up of being a fucking luchador that she doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
So fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I can say that because he's a grown ass man now.
He's a grown ass man.
Yeah.
Thought it was funny that they would have shots of him sort of just doing random things, like
random
scratching his like armpit or something.
Yeah.
And so those made those reaction shots pretty funny.
Yeah. Do you guys have an MVP?
I do. I'm gonna give my MVP to Ramses.
Okay.
Because he's sort of the motivation for Ignacio to, go ahead and beat him and do that stuff. So if it doesn't get to a point where he's rude to the kids and really motivates them, I think there's a point where he's like pretty much giving up because he's always losing and stuff. So I feel like Ramses being the person he is, being the asshole and all that, kind of motivates him to be the one keep going to beat him.
I mean, mine's is boring. It's Jack Black's movie. That's it.
Okay. I don't think that's boring. I get it.
Yeah, I think he is this ball of energy in this movie that, he does everything right comedically for what this movie is. He finds the perfect way to say a line. And some of these lines on a script would just be sort of like, maybe not funny. And he just finds ways to make certain things funny. And so the physical humor, where he kicks a ball and then his slipper falls out.
Yeah.
And then it's just like these random things are happening where it's just not obvious where like the comedy would come from. And I think he was finding that. I'm sure, the director and some of that was in the script too, but I could also see him sort of just kind of like really finding like new new comedic, avenues to go through while he was his character. And I was impressed. Watching this again, I'm like, I don't know if people really know how to use him all the time, because he's done a lot of also movies where it's just like, he's just kind of, that energy is misplaced sometimes.
Did he do Jumanji?
He did do Jumanji. That was cute. I thought he was fun in it.
That wasn't like peak. Like, it wasn't like strong Jack Black. How like he? I don't know if you guys saw Minecraft. I did, but that was
another Jared Hess movie.
That was
Minecraft.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you like him in Tropic Thunder?
Oh
yeah, he was good.
I was 6'7".
He was a little over the top.
6'7". Yeah.
He was a little over the top in Tropic Thunder. I think they could have reined him in a little bit. Mm-hmm. But in this movie, no. Let him cook, like I said. And his character actually did cook. Yeah. But, so yeah, he's Nacho Libre. He's the MVP.
For me, it's Steven Esqueleto. Because he was straight up his ride or die through all the bullshit.
Yes.
From day one, he trusted him of getting the bread, right? I don't know if y'all know this is Facts and Furious, but when you're watching the movie, like literally once they get their money, his teeth are fixed right after that. Literally, like a scene later. It's the funniest thing. I peeped that. I was watching like, is this teeth fixed?
It's hilarious.
But he really held it down. Yeah. I think being able to have someone like that, a partner, because they don't have to be like the best friends, but he was still his tag team partner and took fucking beatings. Every time. And like, yeah, sure, I'm getting paid, but like you're still taking a beating every single time that you're entering that ring, and that sucks. He got his hair ripped off mad times.
Yo, that shit.
Mad times.
That shit was bad.
But that was great though, because every single time he'd be like, oh, like he would let out the scream.
And he has great chemistry with Jack Black in this.
Great chemistry.
They're a great duo. Yeah.
It was so. I wonder how that really how meshing that was. So shout out to Jared, because that I don't know. That was an interesting dynamic duo.
Yeah. He's like, I thought you didn't like orphans. I like them now.
Yeah,
it's just that type of funny on a script. That's just a regular line when they say it.
When they
hilarious.
say it, it's crazy. Yeah. And then I actually have 2 MVPs because I also want to mention Sergio Benitez, which is the person who this is all based out of, and then I want to show you guys this picture, and I'm going to put it on screen on YouTube. But this is I'm showing the guys a picture of Sergio actually serving the orphan children with his mask on.
With his mask on.
With his mask on. So this is well documented. He's alive and kicking still to this day.
Really?
Yeah. But like to go to those lengths. And knowing that, I can only imagine how much mentally that mattered to him, of like trying to still be a man of faith, but then also going almost against the church, or at least the stereotypes of church, of doing things like this to then support the community. That's something a lot of people, when it comes to religion, battle a lot. It's like, oh, is this that wrong? Am I going against the grain and really ruining things? But he did it. Inspired a lot of people. Inspired this one of 2 movies. Also, if you guys are a fan of, I don't know if you ever played Tekken before, but he's the inspiration for the character King, who's a wrestler, and he's also inspiration for a Pokemon trainer in Sun and Moon. So that's crazy. Wow, it's a lot of him doing this. Obviously they could have gone with other luchadores,
right?
But you could see a good, clear inspiration. For him, his mask was gold and red. For Nacho, was blue and red. The colors in the movie is great. Shout out to Sergio.
I know, that was one of those orphans, and this guy was wearing the mask, serving me food. I'd be like,
what's going on here?
Yeah. Like, is he gonna take that off?
Yeah, like you walk in, you're like, what's going on?
Yeah, like it's kind of hot in here. Like,
but I bet you
I'm pretty sure he's suffocating in that fucking mask.
Right. I bet you that gave a lot of orphans like a little bit more faith of just like, oh, there's like other opportunities in my life outside of just the monastery. Because I'm not surprised that they probably try to lead you or guide you to that life, and there's not many connections. There wasn't even a budget, and so that was being a drive was really awesome.
Yep.
Look, you guys already know how we end every single episode. It's with the PPS. It's with the Papi Points system, where we every single week at the end of the episode we choose between a number of 1 through 5 with a certain particular thing to rate this movie. I don't mind going first, and I would love to give this movie 4 out of 5 tortilla chips. And just,
day-old tortilla chips.
You're right. Thank you. 4 out of 5 day-old tortilla chips. Long story short, I don't hate Jack Black for portraying a Mexican in this movie. I think the themes were awesome. I think the sound effects were awesome. I think this is a wonderful, based on a true story movie. Shout out to Jack Black and the entire cast, Jared Hess and White for producing. This is fire. I loved it.
I'm gonna give it 3 clenched butt cheeks.
That's funny.
Based on the scene where he really goes for it when he clenches. Hey, he got a booty. He got a little badonkadonk, right?
Yeah, a little booty.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack Black.
I see your type.
Jack Black got a badonkadonk.
He was like kind of fit though. It's funny because it's gonna throw
my
makes fun of him.
recreation clothes.
Yeah, yeah.
And he kept wearing the same outfit throughout. He had no other outfit after the monk outfit. I'm like, damn, you even watch it? They were stinky.
Yeah.
My other clothes were stinky. Things like that. This is why I'm giving it 3. Wait, what did I say? 3?
3
or 4? No. We're doing it by 5.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna edit this out. I meant 4. 4 out of 5. I think it's a solid comedy. It does what it set out to do. Again, this style, is funnier in the first hour than maybe in the last 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. But I really thought the wrestling scenes were well done.
Yeah.
Some really good choreography with the little wrestlers, tiny wrestlers.
Excuse me?
Tiny wrestlers. Then the montage of them just fighting like the old guys and stuff like that. So, and then the final fight, which he actually does, the eagle, he flies, and I thought that was a good, they brought it back.
The music was dope.
The music was dope.
Yeah.
And then, again, the conversation about Jack Black playing half Mexican. This is not a Emma Stone playing half Asian, half Hawaiian in the movie Aloha.
Oh, I forgot.
In the movie Aloha, which Cameron Crowe apologized for after the fact. That's a whole completely different thing. It was like, why? Like, we're supposed to take that seriously in that movie. In this movie, no, it's a comedy. It's fun. And Jack Black is a singular force in this movie. One of his top 3 roles.
Top 3, okay.
One of his top 3 roles of his career. I don't think that's crazy to say. I mean, I think everybody agrees that School of Rock is first, and this would be my second. I think he really does things here that most comedy actors can't do.
I forgot that he also plays a panda. I forgot this is not his only role where he plays a whole different...
Kung Fu Panda.
So is that okay? That's when it's okay. When it's animated.
Well, but what's his ethnicity?
Am I wrong?
Do pandas have ethnicities though?
I mean, they're from China.
Hello?
China. They're from China.
So that's a whole nother episode. Mike?
I'm going to give it 4 ripped hairs.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Right? All right. You guys said it. I mean, there's not much more I can add to it. I felt like the pacing was really awesome. I could withstand more than an hour of that type of style.
Great.
The wrestling, everything. It was really well done. But I can't really add more. I really enjoyed it. It was a good experience. I didn't get distracted by Jack Black not being Latino. He did it. You're right. And he was in his prime and he killed it. And just the colors, everything. Like, it just, right away, you could just tell when they do the montage in the beginning where he's an orphan and you have the stuff, just the colors and everything, the vibe, the energy.
You're mentioning the colors. There was that scene in the final fight where they show all the wrestlers that he's gonna go up against.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a kind of a stylish, kind of cool way to show. There was like one guy called like La Muñeca.
I think
he's wearing a dress. Yeah. And that was one of the stylistic choices that Hess makes. A lot of that works.
And it's PG, and yet you don't get the cheesiness or the
I saw the fart joke.
Yeah, except the fart. But again, I'm biased.
For me,
Eddin's anti-fart joke.
I'm pro farts. But I enjoyed it, and like I said, it was PG, but yet you enjoyed it. It was funny moments, so I'm gonna give it
PG,
4.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 ripped hairs.
I could totally see someone ripping your hair in a wrestling match. You have the type of hair.
Absolutely.
You have very rippable hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel like shaving it off.
No, not in a bad way.
Well, look, if you want to find out your own PPS, let us know down below and give it a rating out of 5. Let us know what you thought about Nacho Libre. Do you feel like that Jack Black really couldn't have been playing a half Mexican in this movie? Do you feel like you should have had somebody else? Can we do this movie in 2025? I don't know.
Do you like fart jokes?
Do you like fart jokes? That's another good question, too. Look, Eddin Martinez, Jaime Fernandez, Juan Bago, we are your Cine Papis, and you already know, catch us every single Monday, everywhere you listen to podcasts and watch on YouTube.
Nacho! That's what he says in the movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
Libre.
See you next time.
Cine Papis.